San Antonio starts right now.
The latest on coronavirus after yet another person tested positive in the Alamo City. We'll have an update on where that person worked.
Overnight, more American cities making drastic changes because of COVID-19. I'm Alex Perche. I'll have those details coming up.
And live cam giving us a look outside, 66 degrees on your Monday morning. We're going to check in with Mike and get your forecast.
Good morning to you. It is Monday. It is March 16th.
The temperatures once again are mild, but to me it feels a lot cooler.
And I counted all of a whopping 3 raindrops on my windshield on the way into work this morning. Let's say good morning to Mike Osterhage.
Good morning. Yeah, I had a couple of them as well. You'll see a few more raindrops, although it's kind of dying down, the line of showers around here. And then this week I would keep an umbrella handy.
Okay, that's good though. We need the rain.
Yes, and then a rain jacket. Maybe a little heavier rain jacket, believe it or not.
Cooler weather.
By the end of the week.
Ooh.
For the first day of spring, we, as it looks right now, are going to have a front move on through here.
You're such a tease.
Go figure. No, that's not. Go figure. I mean, it's still a few days off. But, okay, first of all, looking off to the west right now, we're not seeing anything over there by the airport or 410. We do have this line of showers. It was much more impressive. As a matter of fact, there were some stronger storms well out to the west, even some hail late last night, early this morning. But this thing has just been dying down. There were some decent showers, even a couple of thunderstorms earlier, but as you can see, it continues to sort of weaken. So we'll have a few showers moving on through here, and most of it is staying up there to the north. I mean, all of this may actually fall apart a little bit before it comes in. But just if you are heading out this morning, just be on the lookout for a couple of spots that are going to be on the damp side. There's also a hint of fog. Bernie has a little bit of fog New Braunfels and some around Castroville, but once this all kind of slides on through here, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Temperatures, as mentioned, are once again about 15 degrees above normal, and Oak is way up there. Yes, if you are a sufferer, you know it over the weekend, just kind of tickling your nose and everything. That's probably going to be sticking around for a few days. We'll have basically cloudy skies today, maybe a shower. Just a mention of it. However, there's going to be another chance for some rain coming in here late tonight, overnight, and tomorrow. Like I said, throughout the rest of the week, just keep an umbrella handy, and then we'll talk about that potential front moving on through here later in the week. More on that in just a couple of minutes. Time saver traffic right now. To good Monday morning to Officer Marcus Trujillo. Good morning, sir.
Well, good morning, Mike. Good morning, everyone at home. And speaking of the Oka, it wasn't exactly a tickle of the throat. It was more like a sledgehammer to the head. So as we take a look at the roadways, this weekend was pretty bad. So we take a look at the roadways so far, looking pretty good. We do have a little bit of construction out there. Highway 151, 410 area, so watch out for that. We also have 410 Crossroads so far. No problems. A little bit of that haze. That's what Mike was warning about. We may have some issues in some places with some fog, but right here, Tweedle at the Quarry, all clear right now. 604 at Wiseman, no one on the road. And then there's that Highway 151, 410 area. We still have some construction. You can see just a little bit of haze there to those lights. Mark?
Thank you, Marcus. Good to have you back with us, sir. We begin this morning with the latest developments involving the novel coronavirus. A USAA employee here in San Antonio has tested positive for the virus. According to the company, the employee has not been on campus since March 6th and is currently being treated outside of Texas. Now, the employees who had previous exposure to that person have shown symptoms but are preventively under self-quarantine through March 21st. In addition, another person is being investigated after recently traveling to Spain, and a Grand Princess cruise ship passenger is being treated at a Texas healthcare facility after testing positive.
Meanwhile, 56 COVID-19 cases have been confirmed across the state of Texas. That's according to the Texas Department of State Health Services. The areas with the highest numbers include Harris County, Fort Bend County, and Dallas County.
A clinical trial for a vaccine designed to protect against COVID-19 is expected to begin today. The first participant in the trial will receive the experimental vaccine today, according to a government official speaking on the condition of anonymity. The officials also revealed the National Institutes of Health is funding the trial, which is taking place at a research institute up in Seattle, Washington. It will take a year to 18 months to fully validate any potential vaccine.
In the state capitol, Governor Greg Abbott has waived regulations to ensure students who are enrolled in work-study programs will continue to receive critical funding while campuses close due to their response to COVID-19. The program ensures students receive the financial assistance they need to pay their bills. Without the recent waiver, they would have been put at risk. Abbott released a statement saying, quote, while the state of Texas works to respond to the coronavirus and to protect public health, it is important that we also do all we can to help college students stay on track to earn their degrees.
On a national scale this morning, top government officials are warning that more needs to be done to slow down the spread of COVID-19.
ABC's Alex Prochet explains what the CDC is now urging all Americans to do to curb their social activity.
Overnight, some American cities virtually shutting down. In New York, the governor closing the public school system for its 1 million plus children. The entire state of Ohio closing bars and restaurants. Illinois only allowing takeout. And California's governor calling on all bars and wineries to close while requesting home isolation for everyone 65 and over.
We recognize that social isolation for millions of Californians is anxiety-inducing.
Actions in line with new CDC guidelines to cancel or postpone gatherings with 50 people or more for the next 8 weeks. Panic hitting consumers who are stocking up. President Trump asking all Americans to stop hoarding groceries and other supplies.
You don't have to buy so much. Take it easy. Just relax.
Hospitals preparing for a crush of patients, some constructing tents to handle possible overflow. The Trump administration emphasizing the need for more testing, saying by today more than 2,000 additional labs are coming online with high-speed testing. The Federal Reserve lowering interest rates again, this time to near 0%. The president, critical of the Fed in the past, now applauding the move.
I want to congratulate the Federal Reserve.
Top health officials who have pointed out failures of the federal government in this pandemic now signaling confidence.
Are you confident that the federal government is doing everything that needs to be done right now to contain this?
If you think you're in line with the outbreak, you're already 3 weeks behind. So you got to be almost overreacting a bit to keep up with it.
The first COVID-19 vaccine trial starts today in Seattle. Though it's just phase 1, any approval of a vaccine could take up to 18 months. Alex Prochet, ABC News, Washington.
On Capitol Hill, White House officials now putting new measures in place to protect the president from coronavirus. Starting today, the White House will take the temperature of anyone entering the complex, from visitors to members of the press corps. New measures expand on screenings. The White House began Saturday for anyone who will get close to President Trump and Vice President Mike Pence. Members of the press corps are also taking steps independent of the White House to limit their own exposure to the virus.
Well, if you plan to travel anytime soon, you can now take 4 times more hand sanitizer through airport security. That's assuming you have any. The Transportation Security Administration is allowing passengers to bring 12 ounces of sanitizer in their carry-on bags. A post on the TSA website says the policy will remain in place indefinitely. The agency says it's an effort to help people clean their hands during the coronavirus outbreak.
Back here at home, Battle of Flowers will happen in 2020, but its date has changed. Organizers announcing the annual parade will move to November to coincide with Fiesta. Battle of Flowers Band Festival will also be held in November. Fiesta officials announced Friday the citywide party will be held November 5th through the 15th. These changes are a way to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. Organizers say the parade is important to nonprofits, participants, and families.
If the Battle of Flowers did not step up, we would certainly not be serving our community. Let's face it, we are where Fiesta began, and we could not abandon that fact.
The decision to change the date of Fiesta comes as the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommended that organizations either cancel or postpone events which expect 50 attendees or more for the next 8 weeks.
Well, speaking of flowers, out of an abundance of caution, the San Antonio Botanical Garden is postponing all events and public gatherings as of today. Officials say the changes are effective until Sunday, March 22nd. It is unclear at this time when the rescheduled dates will be. In the meantime, the Botanical Garden will remain open for business Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The community is invited to enjoy the gardens of the Botanical Garden as a place of relaxation and peaceful respite.
The coronavirus is a topic we are all following very closely here at KSAT 12 and KSAT.com. If you'd like more information on the latest city updates, case numbers, or city closures, you can head over to KSAT.com/coronavirus. Right now, we're at 439, 66 degrees.
Practicing social distancing. Still ahead, understand how telemedicine works and the benefits it has.
Plus, putting sports on hold thanks to coronavirus. Up next on GMSA, when the NBA might resume play.
And taking a look outside with live cam. We've got rain in the forecast and we need it. Micah has details coming up. Our Spurs, like the rest of the NBA, and all sports on hold right now due to coronavirus. But according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, they are recommending canceling or postponing events with 50 or more people for the next 8 weeks.
Yeah, the NBA could not restart until early May. According to ESPN, several NBA owners do not think play will resume until June.
With 19 games left in the regular season, or since April 10th, would have been the last week of the regular season. As far as if they will pick up where they left off, well, we don't know. That is yet to be determined.
A lot of things are to be announced. 443, 66 degrees.
Onward claiming a high spot at the box office. Still ahead, why it's not as much as expected, but who's to blame?
I think you can probably figure that one out. Taking the next step in advanced medicine. Up next, how medical professionals are able to do a home visit without actually leaving home.
Welcome back. Your time now just about 4:46. Well, as people practice social distancing amid the spread of the coronavirus, telemedicine is now exploding in popularity. ABC's Kenneth Moten has details in your GMA First Look.
I'm Dr. Sharma.
In this morning's GMA First Look, understanding telemedicine.
In a crisis such as COVID-19, our goal is to really benefit the public to decrease the risk of infection. And telemedicine is a perfect opportunity to do that.
But what does it actually look like? We virtually watched as Sharon, a 54-year-old from Maryland, interacted with a doctor via video call.
Near your ear, under your jaw, and just gently massage as you move all the way forward towards your chin. Do it on both sides for me.
The doctor gives Sharon instructions. She feels her neck for tender lumps, takes in deep breaths.
Can you give me an ah? Ah. And can you stick your tongue out?
Coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you some of the tricks of the trade these teledocs are using on these virtual visits. Plus, Dr. Jen Ashton answers your questions live. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kenneth Moten, ABC News, New York.
When he's not raiding chip bags off picnic tables at various social events, a four-legged friend is serving others in need of therapy. In this week's What's Up South Texas's owner, Kelly Kenny, shared how this dog beats all expectations despite being different. Struggling with ADHD and a learning disability her entire life, Kelly says Braille has inspired her self-confidence. Unique therapy canine from Seguin doesn't let his limitations stand in the way of helping people.
I have learned more about compassion, forgiveness, acceptance, and strength and bravery from this dog.
We saw Braille and Braille's owner at the cattle drive. Hey, Kenny adds that, quote, it doesn't matter if you're blind, deaf, autism, Down syndrome, doesn't matter. We're all equal. For a full look at this story, you can head on over to KSAT.com.
Time to check the roadways, see if there are any problems on your Monday morning. What's happening out there, Marcus?
Well, we're not seeing too many people out there, and that's kind of to be expected. So with the closure of a lot of the schools and some folks given the option to work from home, we're probably going to see less traffic at least this week. And next week, well, we'll just have to play it by ear. Right now, as we take a look at the roadways, no accidents at this point. We're going to switch over to TransGuide. You can see this is Highway 151 there, 410, where we had the overnight construction, and that's been going on for a while. So folks that normally travel through that area, that's to be expected. Moving over, I-10 Crossroads, eastbound and westbound lanes so far, no issues there. And traffic's still moving great all the way through I-10 at Hildebrand. I-10 to Callahan, you see the far left-hand or right-hand side of your screen, rather, excuse me. Those lanes exiting for 410 in both directions. Still running smoothly with no problems there. I-10 and Crossroads looking pretty good. And we're going to move over here. There we are. There's the airport. 281 at 410. You can see the connector ramps both directions. No delays, and down below, eastbound and westbound lanes of 410 so far, no issues. Now, Mike did say there's some fog, probably some mist. I saw some that far northwest side I-10 1604 area, but just a handful of sprinkles.
Yeah, it's hard to see much of anything out there right now, but Mike's been tracking some activity early this morning.
But it has just been falling apart as we speak. So, I mean, there's still a couple of showers out there, and like we're talking about, watch out for a few damp spots on the roads, maybe a little patch of fog here and there, but, you know, other than that, it's just warm and humid.
So later this week.
Yeah, what's interesting is late season, fairly good cold front as it looks right now is heading down in our direction. Obviously a few days away, and the timing and everything, all the details will get worked out, but that's going to, for the first full day of spring, it's going to be fairly significant change around here. Been seeing a lot of bluebonnets, and make sure you send in all those pictures. A beautiful KSAT Connect picture. Thank you very much for that. It's all surrounding the flagpole in their yard. That's great looking out there. All right, looking out toward the west. Not much. Doesn't even look like 410 is damp at all. We've got a little bit of fog up there around Bernie. This line, again, most of it has just kind of fallen apart. Now, there's still a little bit of a leftover line back out there toward portions of the hill country. Not much here in town. We've had a few of these little showers. This almost appears to be a little bit of a clutter right there on the northwest side, maybe a couple of sprinkles mixed in. And then down to the southwest, there's still maybe even a couple of lightning strikes that have been picked up here from Eagle Pass over toward Carrizo Springs, and all this is kind of sliding. It looks like there's almost a little bit of a leftover counterclockwise circulation there, so that may try and hold together, and some of our southern counties move on in here. But again, it's not going to be a big deal as far as any rain this morning. 66 in town, 65 Bulverde, and 61 in Bandera. Temperatures again on average good 15 degrees above normal. Still plenty of humidity out there, and that's going to remain the case. Now, we've got winds sort of trying to shift around here a little bit. For the most part, though, they're going to remain out of the southeast, south to southeast, and that's going to continue to keep us on the humid side. So this rapid update computer model has all that rain sort of falling apart, and then scattered variety throughout the day. Today and tomorrow we will see a couple of more showers around here. It looks like maybe another chance for them to pick back up late tonight. And as far as the humidity, yes, it does stay up going all the way in through the next couple of days. But what's interesting is to look at this. Dew points stay up there in the 60s and then drop off Friday into the weekend. That's as that front moves on through here. So it is going to pull in some drier air, and it looks like it's going to be one of those days, at least for right now on Friday, where we'll be warmer early on in the day and then cooling down late in the day. 72 degrees today at noon. Maybe a leftover shower here and there, and you can't rule one out today, but basically just cloudy skies. I've got that mention of it on there. 78 for a high temperature, and tomorrow more of the same basically. We'll start off mid 60s, mid to upper 60s, right around 80, and we're going to stay very consistent the next few days. A couple of showers, probably a little bit better chance for some rain on Wednesday. Spring begins late Thursday. I believe it's 10:49 in the evening. And we'll see a little bit of sunshine to ring out the last little bits of winter. And then first day of spring. I'm going with temperatures dropping throughout the day into the upper 50s by late in the day.
What?
With a
What is happening?
Marcus, you want to say what, please? You said what? What? And then a little bit cooler over the week.
Isn't it kind of nice?
Very nice.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. 452, 66 degrees.
A new digital version of Star Wars is expected to drop soon. Up next, when Disney plans to stream The Rise of Skywalker.
Here are your lottery numbers. Pick 3, 393, Fireball 1. Daily 4, 9856, Fireball 4.
And your Cash 5 numbers 2, 4, 16, 17, 28. And Lotto numbers 7, 13, 26, 28, 40, and 48. And your Powerball from Saturday 9, 23, 26, 30, 32. Powerball of 8, Power Play of 3.
Country music fans will have to wait a little bit longer to see who beats out Keith Urban as Entertainer of the Year.
Plus, a children's movie is a box office success. For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Christopher Watson.
Morning, Mom. Hey, birthday boy.
Pixar's Onward held the box office top spot for a second week, but it's not much to brag about. The estimated $10.5 million take reflects a studio record 73% second week drop in revenue. You can blame closed theaters, audience limits for others, and people just staying home because of the COVID-19 coronavirus. Those factors limited total domestic weekend box office revenue to a dismal $55 million, the worst numbers in 22 years. We'll have to wait a bit longer to see who succeeds Keith Urban as Entertainer of the Year. The Academy of Country Music Awards have been postponed from April 5th until September because of COVID-19 coronavirus concerns. Surprise! Disney dropped the home digital version of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker Friday. It was scheduled to be released Tuesday. At Hearts, Nancy Wilson is 66 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
3 till 5, 66 degrees.
Doing their best to keep their community safe. Still ahead why you should reconsider traveling to New Orleans during the coronavirus outbreak.
Well-known local restaurant goes up in flames overnight. Up next on GMSA, how fire crews say it all started.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Governor Greg Abbott will be in the Alamo City later today. What he and the mayor are expected to talk about.
Plus, a text message rumor about the coronavirus still ahead, why the White House says you should not panic.
A chance of rain and then some big changes by the end of the week as we wrap up the winter. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, March 16th.
Thanks for being with us this weekend. Hope you had a terrific weekend. Boy, we have kind of a wild weather coming up this week.
Yeah, just as we're about to head into spring formally towards the end of the week.
We're actually going to get some cooler weather, which would be nice, Mike.
Yes, it would, especially given the fact that we have been so much above normal. I mean, yesterday was finally closer to normal, and that was on the cool side compared to where we have been. And throughout the rest of most of the next couple of days, we are going to be, there we go, I disappeared there for a second. We are going to be on the above normal side like we are right now, about 15 degrees on average above normal. We're in the mid 60s, should be low 50s right now, and there is plenty of humidity out there as well. As far as any rain, take a look at radar right now, and late last night, especially folks way out to the west, you were getting some fairly decent thunderstorms there for a while, and this thing just continued to sort of fall apart. Most of everything right now is well up north of the viewing area, north of Fredericksburg, and heading even north of Austin. We've got a few little showers left over. This line back out here in portions of the hill country, nothing too awfully much there in and around town, and then a few more of these showers. This line kind of goes back here, and there's that little bit of a kind of a counterclockwise circulation, which is just holding together some of those showers and a couple of moderate rain showers here and there. So it's not going to be a big deal. That will be left over this morning, and there could be one or two of them this afternoon. Kind of doubtful, but then rain's going to pick back up later on tonight. Hints of some fog. It's not going to be a big deal, though, this morning. And again, these temperatures are just way, way above normal. And Oak is way, way up there. Boy, I was suffering from it this weekend. Mold is on the moderate side. So showers, warm and humid. 78 later on today. A couple of showers possible more late tonight. Now, tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday, all basically repeats. I think we'll have a little bit better chance of rain on Wednesday, right around 80, right around 65, still on the warm side of things. And then Friday, first full day of spring, we got a cool front moving on through here with some more rain in for the weekend. Details coming up. Time saver traffic right now. Here's Officer Marcus Trujillo. What's going on, sir?
Well, Mike, as we take a look at the roadways, still looking great out there for folks that do have to venture out and make your way out onto the highways. So far, no delays. We have a little bit of construction, 410 Highway 151 area, but traffic is able to move around with not too much of a delay. Now, take a look at Bandera Road between 410 and 1604. Not too many slowdowns, so even though we have those stoplights there, traffic seems to be moving fairly well. 37 at Jones, no problem. We move over to, there we go, 281, 410 by the airport. Things are still looking pretty good out there. Leslie?
Thank you, Marcus. Later today, Governor Greg Abbott will be in San Antonio to provide an update on Texas's continued efforts to combat the coronavirus. He will be holding a joint press conference with Mayor Ron Nierenberg, along with the Texas Division of Emergency Management Chief, Nim Kidd, and the Texas Department of State Health Services. He will be talking about San Antonio's drive-through coronavirus testing site at the San Antonio Emergency Operations Center. The conference begins at 2:30 this afternoon. Of course, we'll have the latest on KSAT.com and our later newscasts. And a reminder for parents this morning, as a result of the virus outbreak, many local school districts are set to keep the doors closed as well. Here is a list of some of the districts we've heard from so far. School is closed today, March 16th through Friday, March 20th. We are also tracking several private schools, each with their own dates for closure.
Because school is out for many students this week, SAISD will be providing a curbside meal service program during the district's school closure for children ages 18 years and younger. Breakfast available from 8 to 9, lunch from 11:30 to 12:30. Pickup locations at the schools listed on your screen. Remember, children receiving meals must be present at time of pickup. To see the full list of locations, visit our website at ksat.com.
Well, the CDC is recommending gatherings of 50 people or more be canceled or postponed over the next 8 weeks because of the coronavirus. The guidance came as the virus was already curtailing many elements of American life. Officials and businesses on Sunday took forceful measures to halt the virus's spread. Theme parks closed, Florida beaches shooed away spring breakers, and governors in Ohio and Illinois ordered bars and restaurants to shut down. The nation's top infectious disease official said he would like to see a 14-day national shutdown imposed. It does not appear President Donald Trump would order that.
Meanwhile, the White House is debunking a quarantine rumor. The White House National Security Council tweeted, text message rumors of national quarantine are fake. There's no national lockdown. CDC Gov has and will continue to post the latest guidance on COVID-19. Now, if you receive this, do not panic. We are not under any kind of national quarantine.
Well, also in the White House, the Federal Reserve is cutting interest rates to 0. The last time the prime rate was this low was during the global recession about a decade ago. The Fed also says it will purchase $700 billion of Treasury bonds and mortgage-backed securities, and it is working with international banks to lower rates on currency swaps. The move comes as the coronavirus is causing schools and businesses to close, the travel industry to suffer, and markets continue to struggle.
Speaking of, United Airlines says it may have to lay off employees. It plans to cut capacity in half by next month. United says it's opening talks with its union about cost-cutting measures that could include furloughs and pay cuts, maybe job losses. Top executives are taking a 50% pay cut. The airline said it carried 1 million fewer passengers than normal in the first 2 weeks of this month. It thinks it will lose $1.5 billion this month.
Recently, if you booked a trip to New Orleans or you're considering one, you might want to reconsider. City officials stated they are trying to work with businesses in reducing big crowds, but so far they aren't getting the responses they were expecting. So they plan to ramp up enforcement and aggressive measures. This past weekend, police were seen driving down Bourbon Street in an effort to break up crowds and emptying the street.
Back here in Texas, Governor Abbott has waived a state law that prohibits trucks from the alcohol industry from delivering supplies to grocery stores. This will provide grocers with another private sector option to keep shelves stocked. Governor released a statement saying, quote, this is yet another example of the private sector stepping up and Texans helping Texans as we all work to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 in our state. And he thanks the TABC for their efforts.
In the race for the White House, frontrunner Joe Biden confirmed his running mate will be a woman, and Bernie Sanders says his VP would also most likely be female.
It was an unusual debate last night. Once a crowded field of candidates down to 2, and because of virus fears, there was no audience.
ABC's Andrea Fujii has the details.
Devoid of applause, Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders greeted one another with elbow bumps and podiums 6 feet apart in a largely empty room in Washington, D.C. amidst COVID-19 concerns. Both candidates agreed more must be done to combat this health crisis. Sanders criticizing President Trump.
He is undermining the doctors and the scientists who are trying to help the American people. It is unacceptable for him to be blabbering with unfactual information, which is confusing the general public.
The present system cannot handle the surge that is likely to come. So we should already be sitting down and planning where we're going to put these temporary hospitals.
Both men in their 70s were asked how they're protecting themselves during this pandemic.
I love doing rallies, and we bring many thousands of people out to our rallies. I enjoy it very much. We're not doing that right now. In fact, our entire staff is working from home.
Biden pointed out that unlike Sanders' recent heart attack, he is in good health.
Fortunately, I don't have any of the underlying conditions you talked about that I have to worry about.
The candidates sparred over Social Security.
Time and time again, talking about the need to cut Social Security, Medicare, and veterans programs. Is that true, or is that not true?
No, it's not true.
That is not true?
That is not true.
And a surprise announcement. Joe Biden says his running mate will be female.
I commit that I will, in fact, I'll pick a woman to be vice president.
Sanders says he's also moving in that direction.
In all likelihood, I will.
Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Back to local news. A fire overnight caused some damage to a local restaurant. According to Leon Valley Fire Department, the fire at Chacho's in the 6700 block of Poss Road started just before 10 last night. Smoke could be seen coming from a roof of a small building near the restaurant. Fire chief says cause could be faulty wiring or maybe even a cigarette. No reports of injuries. The official investigation is underway. We're just about 10 minutes after 5, 67 degrees.
Apple is doing its part to help those affected by the coronavirus outbreak. Still ahead, the financial break card users can take advantage of.
Plus, the lowest numbers in 2 decades. Why the weekend box office suffered this spring.
And live cam giving us a look outside. We've got some showers in the forecast, and I'm excited. We're not even going to hit 60 degrees by the end of the week. Mike has your details. Welcome back. It is now 5:13. The coronavirus pandemic has the weekend box office hitting a 20-year low. Audiences largely stayed away from theaters after health officials urged social distancing. That resulted in tanking box office revenues. Theaters in some areas, including in New York and Seattle, are even closing their doors because of the coronavirus. Others, though, were just limiting seating.
5:13, 67 degrees.
A virus-delayed awards show still ahead, when country fans can expect to see all of their favorite singers on stage amid the coronavirus.
Disney fans can expect a new release nearly 3 months earlier than expected. Up next, when Frozen 2 is expected to stream.
Bring color to life with the very best paint, only at your Sherwin-Williams store.
Mucinex Cold and Flu All-in-One. Fights.
Oh, no.
Sore throat, fever, cough, sinus pressure, chest congestion, nasal and body pain. All in one.
Did you really need the caps lock?
Mucinex Cold and Flu All-in-One.
Thanks for calling United Healthcare, Mrs. Murphy.
Hi, I need help getting an appointment with my podiatrist.
How's Wednesday at 2?
I can't. Dog agility.
Thursday at 10?
Sorry, pouton pas que.
Tuesday at 11?
Nope. Robot cage match.
How about the 28th at 3?
Done.
With United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, there's so much to take advantage of, like help finding specialists and scheduling appointments. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, including the only plans with the AARP name. Go ahead, take advantage.
In your morning tech bites, food delivery services making changes amid the coronavirus emergency. ABC's Kenneth Moten and Zareen Shah have the latest.
In today's Tech Bites, food delivery apps in the age of the coronavirus.
Postmates is offering users the option of non-contact deliveries in which their order will be left at their door. Others, like Grubhub, are encouraging users to be very specific when providing delivery instructions. Apple is offering some financial relief from coronavirus restrictions.
Apple Card holders can skip their March payments without incurring interest charges, but Apple says you'll need to enroll in its customer assistance program before skipping that payment. Finally, Disney is offering a Frozen treat to ease anxieties about the virus.
Frozen 2 is now available on Disney Plus. That's 3 months early. The sequel is the biggest animated movie of all time, earning more than $1 billion. Disney is the parent company of ABC News.
Good move for the kids and the parents. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
5:17.
Let's check on the roadway, see if there are any problem spots. Markets, how's it looking out there?
Well, still looking pretty good out there on the roadways. Now we are expecting lighter traffic throughout this week. This is I-10 at the Y, right there by that fine silver curve. You can see 410 at Crossroads there, the interchange, I-10, 410. Not too bad. We have traffic, few vehicles out there, but really nothing that is delaying anyone at this point. And here in the downtown area, 35 at Brooklyn, north and southbound lanes still running smoothly. Over there by the quarry, 281 at the quarry, you can see north and southbound lanes have more than enough room. So just don't forget to buckle up when traffic is this light. It's easy to forget, get complacent, and put away those distractions, those cell phones, those coffee cups, because that's when surprises happen, when you least expect it.
Folks are a little distracted these days for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But with a lot of schools out again, it should help with the traffic at least.
Mm-hmm. And doesn't look like there's any water on the roads out there at all. Have you seen any dams?
No, it's pretty dry.
We all saw, a couple of sprinkles this morning coming
I didn't see any.
Okay, and there was a very impressive line of storms last night, early this morning out there to the west, and then it has sort of fallen apart. All right, it's always nice to see pictures like this, with everybody kind of tense about what's going on. Just a simple little bluebonnet haven.
The toad abode, that's cute.
I know. That's fantastic. And these are great little ideas I was thinking about because a lot of folks are going to be looking for something to do with the kid, even something simple, get some stuff around the house and make something like that. So anyway, thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. Over there by the airport looking off to the west, there's hardly anything going on at all. Obviously no traffic and the road appears to be fairly dry. A little bit of fog around Bernie, a little bit around New Braunfels. That's about it, some around Castroville. And again, a couple of hours ago, there was a fairly good line of storms. Late last night, there were some fairly strong thunderstorms out in our western counties around Valverde County, even a little bit of a small hail that was reported. And now there's not much of anything out there. We've got these few showers here that have popped up in northern Atascosa County, maybe southern Bexar County, and that's pretty much about it. This appears to be maybe just a little bit of kind of clutter showing up right there. And then another, well, sort of leftover little upper level. Notice the kind of somewhat of a counterclockwise spin. So this thing appears to be holding together, and there is even a couple of lightning strikes that are showing up with that. So that will also continue to move on through here. So a few scattered showers around this morning. Temperatures remain roughly 15 degrees above normal. We should be normal. I say should, I mean normal low temperature, the average being 51 degrees right now. 63 is the dew point, 66 in Castroville, which means you can definitely feel the humidity. And the wind is sort of kind of mishmash, if you will, but for the most part, it is going to be out of the south to southeast. So here's the computer model, and it is showing most everything. A couple of these showers trying to stick around down to the south through mid-morning, and we'll still have a couple leftover showers even through the late morning hours, and then just a smattering here or there later on today. A couple of more are going to start to move in here in the overnight hours and early tomorrow, and we'll then have one or two of them throughout the day tomorrow. As far as the humidity, dew points are going to remain in the 60s all the way through Tuesday and even into Wednesday, Thursday as well. However, long-range computer models have a big drop in the humidity coming in here by Friday, Saturday. That's with that front that's going to be sliding on through here. So this is what it looks like. We've got much colder air up there to the north, and notice how this is trying to push its way down from Canada. Now, it's not going to be this huge blast, but it will knock temperatures down, back down to normal, and then some as we go in toward the first day of spring, ironically. 72 degrees today at noon. Still a few leftover showers around the area, and I don't think you can completely dismiss a shower today, but the odds are not that great. 78 for a high temperature, about 4 or 5 degrees above normal. Tomorrow, pretty much the same thing. Wednesday, pretty much the same thing. I think a little bit better chance for some rain on Wednesday. Thursday, spring officially begins at about 10:49 in the evening. And the first full day of spring, as of right now, is looking like it's going to be one of those days where we are going to be mild in the morning and the front comes through and will knock temperatures down, maybe upper 50s by late in the day.
Wow. I like it.
And more rain this weekend.
All right, thanks, Mike.
522, 67 degrees.
Just ahead, we are talking about the good news for Star Wars fans under quarantine.
Your lottery numbers include Pick 3, 393, Fireball 1, Daily 4 numbers 9856, Fireball 4.
Hash 5 numbers 2, 4, 16, 17, 28, and Lotto numbers 7, 13, 26, 28, 40, 48. Powerball from Saturday, 9, 23, 26, 30, 32. 8 is the Powerball and Power Play of 3.
An award show, the latest entertainment event to be pushed back because of coronavirus.
CNN's David Daniel has details in your Hollywood Minute.
The Academy of Country Music Awards has been postponed due to the coronavirus. The big show was scheduled to take place April 5th in Las Vegas. The CEO of the Academy said in a statement, quote, "We look forward to identifying a future date that we can celebrate with our country community safely." Young Millicent Simmons returns, eventually, in the virus-delayed A Quiet Place Part 2. The deaf actress says she was delighted to work with Emily Blunt again.
Emily is amazing. I just love her sense of humor. Every time a scene became too heavy or serious and we were all too sad, she would just lighten up the room with a joke, or, she has a way of just bringing fun into things.
Star Wars fans stuck socially distancing at home got a treat. Disney released The Rise of Skywalker digitally a few days early. That followed the studio's announcement that it was releasing Frozen 2 on Disney Plus 3 months early to give families, quote, some fun and joy during this challenging period. Not a bad choice when you have to spend a few days on ice. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Just about 527, 67 degrees.
Avoiding the big crowds while still getting all the groceries you need. Still ahead, how HEB is making your life all the more easy.
Keeping our military healthy, why their health system is setting up triage tents this week, and who can take advantage.
And a look at last night's Democratic race for president. Up next, who led the debate, if you missed it, and what they shared in common.
And welcome back. It is Monday. It is March 16th.
Run, Marcus, run!
No, don't run. That kicks up all the dust and the germs.
Oh, okay.
Mike goes in, let the dust settle.
There you
and
go.
then you come in. Okay, so
And I'll come in.
this is just a new pattern we're doing.
Right.
All right.
We like your casual stroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any accidents you're tracking over there?
Actually, not a lot going on out there in the roadways. Just not too many people out there.
Good.
Makes sense. Could see more of that in the coming days and weeks.
You need your umbrella later this week.
Yeah, just keep it handy all week long. We've had a couple of showers around the area this morning. There's going to be just a few of them still left over as the morning progresses. Maybe one or two this afternoon. I kind of doubt it. There's nothing really showing up in this picture at all. This is what is on radar. And again, earlier this morning and even late last night, off to the west, there were some fairly decent thunderstorms. And then that thing has just continued to fall apart overnight. Some pretty good rain to the north of the hill country. A little bit of a leftover line from, well, around Bandera back down towards Sabinal. I mean, just one little spot here and there. A couple of these showers. Northern Atascosa County moving into southern Bexar County. And a few more. This one little, almost a little cell. Notice that kind of counterclockwise rotation right there. And that's also working its way basically to the east-northeast. Even a leftover thunderstorm is showing up in that. A couple of lightning strikes have been showing up. So still one or two of these showers around here this morning. And temperatures, again, are 15 degrees on average above normal. The normal low temperature is right around 51. Oak is sky high as well, so you may be feeling that this weekend. No, I am. Mold is on the moderate side, low amounts of everything else. And shower, warm and humid this morning, 78 degrees. So we'll be on the warm side today by about 5 degrees. A shower is possible, but then we'll have a little bit better chance in the overnight hours. A couple of showers tomorrow. Better chance on Wednesday, Thursday as well. A few of those showers, and I think even a little bit of sunshine on Thursday, but basically the same weather. 80 for high, 65 for low temperatures. Spring begins late Thursday night, and for the first full day of spring, it looks like we have a cold front moving. Yes, believe it or not, a cold front moving on through here. It's going to knock some temperatures down, and then more rain even on into the weekend. Details just a couple of minutes. Time saver traffic right now. Pretty slow going out there, huh?
Not too bad right now. So if you're one of the folks that does have to venture out, you should have a pretty smooth commute to reach your destination this morning. Let's take a look at TransGuide. 1604 at Military, no problems there. And over by the airport, not only the connector ramps, but down below, 410 running great in both directions. Here in the downtown vicinity, I-10 at the Y, so far, no issues there. And 410 at Crossroads still looking pretty good. Leslie?
Thank you very much, Marcus. If you have plans to head to the airport anytime soon, you may want to leave extra room in your carry-on for hand sanitizer. The Transportation Security Administration is relaxing the rules a bit when it comes to how much you can bring with you. It's in response, of course, to the coronavirus pandemic. Katrina Weber live at San Antonio International Airport with more on that story. So how are passengers reacting to what's happening?
Well, from what we've seen inside the terminals, passengers seem to be taking things in stride. We did see a couple of people with face masks on, but otherwise it appears to be business about as usual as you can expect. There were no long lines inside either terminal. The security checkpoints also seem to be operating smoothly this morning. One thing that the agents won't be worrying about too much in carry-on luggage is hand sanitizer. The TSA announced that it is relaxing the rules somewhat, allowing up to 12 ounces of it in carry-ons as opposed to the 3 ounces we were limited to before. This is to allow passengers to keep their hands clean and germ-free as they travel. The airport also has been taking extra measures to make sure that things are clean. They have put out actually a flyer on their website detailing all of the steps that they are taking to keep passengers safe. Reporting live from the airport, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
The San Antonio Military Health System will be placing triage tents to screen military members for COVID-19. Triage tents will be placed outside Brooke Army Medical Center, Wilford Hall Ambulatory Surgical Center, Randolph Clinic, and Reed Clinic. There are currently no JBSA personnel with COVID-19, but the triage tents are being set up as a precaution. Well, you may have to make adjustments to your social calendar.
The ongoing coronavirus crisis is causing closings and cancellations.
CNN's John Lawrence reports.
The coronavirus still poses a serious threat to the United States.
As I've said many times, and I'll repeat it, the worst is yet ahead for us.
And that's why there's a push for social distancing. Schools in more than 30 states have shut their doors.
We've informed the superintendents while we've closed schools for 3 weeks
that the odds are that, this is going to go on a lot longer.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends canceling or postponing events that have 50 or more people for the next 8 weeks. Large gatherings are banned in some states, including California and New York. While bars and restaurants in some states are closing early, Illinois is shutting them down completely to dine-in customers until the end of the month.
I tried earlier this week to appeal to everyone's good judgment to stay home, to avoid bars, not to congregate in crowds. It's unfortunate that many people didn't take that seriously.
President Trump says more testing will be available soon and that Americans shouldn't raid grocery store shelves.
You don't have to buy so much. Take it easy. Just relax.
Relax and stay away from large crowds for the time being.
It is how we respond to that challenge that's going to determine what the ultimate endpoint is going to be.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Well, Austin is the latest city in Texas to prohibit large gatherings as a way to stop the spread of the coronavirus. Austin issued an order prohibiting both private and public events of more than 250 people. Events that could be part of the ban include weddings, religious gatherings, and funerals. The ban will continue until at least May 1st. U.S. travel ban from the UK and Ireland is now in effect. That brings the total number of travel-restricted countries to 28. U.S. citizens and legal residents will be allowed to return home, but they will be funneled through 13 airports where they will receive additional health screenings. And former Vice President Joe Biden and Senator Bernie Sanders faced off in their first one-to-one debate in the Democratic presidential campaign. The debate overall had a civil tone, and both shared an equal opposition to President Donald Trump. Biden currently has a strong lead in delegates needed to win the nomination, and that's heading into tomorrow's round of primaries in 4 states.
As voters prepare to head the polls, coronavirus becomes concern once again. Over in the state of Ohio, there were long lines as the Board of Elections volunteers helped ahead of Tuesday's primary. People shared concerns because while they want to cast their ballots, they also don't want to be around big crowds, making them more vulnerable to COVID-19.
I just don't want to get caught up in all the craziness with the virus and all the crowds, and I want to make sure that I get my vote in.
We are well now. We want to have our votes, whether we're alive or dead.
Again, the Ohio primary is expected to take place tomorrow. Pope Francis left. Sorry, go ahead.
Pope Francis left the Vatican Sunday to walk the empty streets of Rome and pray for an end to the coronavirus pandemic. The Pope visited 2 pilgrimage sites that are believed to have protected Rome from the Great Plague. This comes as Italy is on lockdown and religious communities around the world are doing more online services to curb the spread of the coronavirus.
Back here in Texas, H-E-B stores across the state now are offering free next-day curbside ordering for its shoppers as a way to slow down the spread of the virus. Social distancing, one of the methods public health officials recommending to keep coronavirus exposure to a minimum. H-E-B stores are working on delivery options to help customers limit their social interactions when buying groceries. It's also working on local nonprofits and Texas Food Bank to get products to those who need it most. Coronavirus is a topic we are following closely here at KSAT. If you'd like more information on the latest city updates, case numbers, city closures, head over to our website at ksat.com/coronavirus. Coronavirus. I don't know why it said topic in there, but anyway, no biggie. Hey, by the way, H-E-B, the delivery thing, I usually do curbside or delivery. I was looking at delivery option. I don't think the first delivery was available till the 26th.
I had mine delivered on Saturday. I had no problem, but the poor guy who was
But you order through a different app. You don't order through H-E-B.
No, different app. So it just depends
it does
who you're
depend.
using.
Yes.
Because there's several different options.
5:38, 67 degrees.
The Utah Jazz's Rudy is a Gobert apologizing after his actions at a media conference. What the NBA star is saying after testing positive for COVID-19.
Yep, and Starbucks orders going to be changing what the coffee companies do to promote social distancing.
And LightCam giving us a look outside. Keep your umbrella handy this week. You might need it, which is good news. So I think we can all use a little bit of rain.
In your morning consumer headlines, Starbucks shifting to a to-go only model amid the coronavirus pandemic.
It's reducing hours and closing some locations. For the stores that do remain open, customers will have to get their orders to go. Indoor and patio seating will all be closed, but Starbucks drive-thrus and delivery services will continue to operate. Health officials recommend social distancing to stop the spread of COVID-19.
542, 67 degrees.
Stepping in to help others who may have been in her situation. Up next, how a Kentucky woman is giving back to her community during the coronavirus outbreak.
Our Spurs, like the rest of the league, and all sports on hold right now due to the pandemic. But according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, they're recommended canceling or postponing events. They, of course, have recommended canceling or postponing events with more than 50 people for the next 8 weeks. It means the NBA could not restart until early May. According to ESPN, several owners think play could not resume possibly until June. With only 19 games left in the regular season, or since April 10th would have been the last week of the regular season. As far as if they'll pick up where things left off, that is very much a big question. We don't know the answer.
Utah Jazz's Rudy Gobert was the first NBA player to test positive for COVID-19. Gobert says he wishes he would have taken the virus more seriously. Before his results came back, he attended a media event and touched every microphone in front of him. Afterwards, he went on Twitter and apologized for putting people at risk.
I feel fine. Things are going well. I'm just taking the proper precautions. You know, as was told to me by the health authorities, I got to stay in isolation. So, solo in here, playing video games.
NBA star Donovan Mitchell tested positive as well. He's in isolation. Mitchell is speaking out about how it is to live with COVID-19 in an interview with Robin Roberts this morning. You can watch that exclusive interview at 7 o'clock on Good Morning America.
A Kansas woman with lupus doing her best to help others in the community during the outbreak after she found herself in a bind.
Bree Smith with KAKE shares how she decided to post outside of stores and pass out hand sanitizers.
I said, I have lupus, which if you don't know what that is, it's an autoimmune disease. And I said, I can't even get one hand sanitizer.
Amber Overby spends most of her free time just like this, giving out hand sanitizer to people who need it.
Have you been able to get a hold of any sanitizer?
The lupus patient is frustrated. When she saw women fighting over some sanitizer last week, she knew something had to be done.
So I've been trying to give them out to people with compromised immune systems, small children, and elderly.
Shelves all across the state are bare. With the panic surrounding the coronavirus, people are stocking up on toilet paper, medical masks, and more. Overby is disappointed and afraid for people just like her.
I have lupus, so if I catch the common cold, I could die from that. It's really sad to me. If we all worked together and just got what we needed and shared, it wouldn't be like this.
Shoppers say they're thankful for people like Overby.
It makes me feel like we are a community and we need to take care of each other. It kind of scares me that people have gotten this fearful of living.
Overby hopes her act of kindness will inspire the rest of us to help out in whatever way we can.
If things do run out, like food and all that, I'm just afraid of what people are going to do to each other. That's more scary than the virus itself.
That was Bree Smith from KAKE reporting.
Very fine example to set.
Right now it is 5:48 on your Monday morning.
Let's check on the roadways once again. Marcus, any new accidents to report?
Well, not right now. Things still look pretty good as far as your roadways are concerned. And take a look at Bandera Road. That's Highway 16 up there on the map. So between 1604 and 410, just like we had last week with the official spring break, we had very little traffic out there. So no slowdowns right now that we can see. Everything moving along fairly well. As we take a look at TransGuide up there by the airport, no problems in the downtown area. I-10 at the Y. Traffic moving along fairly well in and out of downtown. 410 at Crossroads. No problems there. We move over to 35 at Brooklyn. You can see the upper and lower levels of north and southbound 35 still running smoothly. No delays out there. 1604 Bandera.
Thank you, Marcus.
All right, so this morning, it's not so bad out there.
No, I mean, we're still 15 degrees above normal, but it looks like we're finally going to get back down to normal and then some.
In spring.
By the first day of spring. So
perfect timing.
Spring begins officially Thursday night, I should say, about just before 11 o'clock at night. But until then, it's going to remain very summery, I guess you could say. So take a look at this picture first of all. And I love these kind of pictures. It kind of takes your mind off everything going on right now. Kind of windy out there, so breezy afternoon. Not too breezy. Great picture, though. Is it having a bad feather day? Thank you very much for that one.
Woke up on the wrong side of the nest.
Do what?
Woke up on the wrong side of the nest.
Thank you, Marcus. All right. Nothing is really showing up out there by the airport as of right now. We don't have any rain that's really showing up in and around town. There are a couple of spots, but this area of rain, and even last night, I mean, there were some severe storms way out in toward Valverde County late last night, and this thing has just continued to fall apart. Now, this is a little bit of, it looks like some clutter in and around the northern portion of the city, maybe a couple of these little sprinkles here and there, and this lineup in parts of the hill country. And then back down here to the southwest. Now, this one is still hanging on in. This little, it almost looks like there's a little mini bit of a circulation right there between La Pryor and Carrizo Springs, even a few thunderstorms that have popped up, a couple of lightning strikes. So this will continue to work its way off to the east, and looks like on that direction of travel may actually graze the southern part of Bexar County. So we'll just keep an eye on that throughout the rest of the morning. Temperatures, again, are about 15 degrees above normal. Normal low is 51. We've actually gone up a little bit in the past couple of hours, and humidity remains fairly high, above 60, so you start to feel the humidity that way. And computer model does have these showers, this one down here to the south sort of hanging together a little bit more, and a few showers left over in and around noon, and then just the scattered variety. One or two of them are possible later on this afternoon, although not a great chance. And then we'll have a few more of these showers trying to move in here in the overnight hours. Now, as far as the humidity, dew points are going to remain very high throughout the rest of winter through Thursday, and then some of the long-range computer models do have a fairly decent front moving on through here, so that's going to pull in drier air for Friday, Saturday, and the weekend. And here's the line, and this is going back 12 hours. There were some of those stronger storms out there to the west, and they just continue to fall apart. Further up to the north, there is snow up in the northern part of the country. And notice how this cooler air looks like it wants to push down in here. Now, we would get this cooler air, and you can see some of these temperatures are very, very darn cold. It would be a very shallow layer. So unlike in the middle of winter when we usually see these upper level wind lines just kind of going straight down, dropping straight down from Canada, that's not going to be the situation. The cooler air would kind of sneak in underneath all of this, and we'd still keep this kind of southwesterly flow around here. So that would keep a lot of clouds around and these little disturbances sliding on in here. And so we'd get cool air at the surface, but like I said, still clouds and still some rain over the weekend. 72 degrees today at noon. A couple of showers are still possible, especially down to the south, and 78 for a high temperature today, about 4 or 5 degrees above normal. A shower or two is still possible, although not very likely. And then tomorrow we'll have a couple of showers around here. Very consistent temperatures, mid 60s for low temperatures, right around 80, about 5 degrees above normal for high temperatures. Tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then Thursday, of course, spring begins late in the day. First day of spring, first full day. It will feel more like what it should have felt like for the past couple of weeks around here, with temperatures that are going to be, I think they're going to be dropping down throughout the day on Friday, starting off very mild, and then 60, upper 50s in the afternoon, and kind of a cool weekend with some rain.
Oh, I need some rain, so that sounds good to me.
And cooler temperatures would be wonderful too.
Thank you, Mike.
Right now, we're just about at 5:53, 67 degrees.
A woman celebrating her birthday in a unique way after the coronavirus stopped her family from visiting. Up next, how they were still a part of her special day.
Guess what, Lotto lovers? We have your numbers yet again. Pick three numbers, 393 Fireball 1. Your daily four numbers, 9856 Fireball 4.
Cash 5 numbers, 2, 4, 16, 17, 28. Lotto 7, 13, 26, 28, 40, 48. Powerball numbers from Saturday, 9, 23, 26, 30, 32 with a Powerball of 8 and a Power Play of 3.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, as we join you on Monday morning, we will have the latest headlines, of course, on the coronavirus emergency. The CDC now recommending limiting all gatherings to no more than 50 people as cities and states across this nation move to shut down restaurants and bars, and tens of millions of children are out of school. We're going to tell you what you can do to help yourself, your community, and your kids. From social distancing to aiding those in need, the Surgeon General joins us live, and it's all coming up right here on GMA.
As we wrap up this hour, a Massachusetts family got pretty creative when they weren't able to celebrate Grandma's 100th birthday yesterday because of the pandemic.
So instead of being with her, they decided to sing from outside her window. The smile on Millie Erickson's face just says it all. She didn't get to blow out the birthday candles or open the gifts, but having her family outside her room at the nursing home was really the only present she needed.
Oh, look at all the people. Wow. Yeah, she's got a big family, but Miss Millie,
smokes.
Happy 100th birthday. Everybody was doing the best they could there at Sterling Village Nursing Home in Massachusetts. All right, top stories coming up still ahead. If you feel like you're drowning in debt, we have some expert advice on how you can put your credit card spending on pause. Morning commute is going to be different for a little while now, and part of the factor, too, is we have a little bit of precipitation in the area. We'll get you updated with Mike and Marcus coming up right here on Good Morning San Antonio, live on KSAT 12.
Schools are closed for one more week, but districts have announced they will still be providing meals for students. We'll have details coming up.
Fire destroys part of a local restaurant overnight. We have the latest on that.
And we've had some showers in parts of the KSAT 12 viewing area in the overnight hours. What about this morning? Mike Osterhage has your forecast.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
It has been an eventful weekend. Good morning to you. It is Monday. It is March 16th.
Thanks for being with us this morning, everybody. Hope you did have a good weekend. We'll get to all your news in just a moment, but first, we'll check in with Mike, get your forecast, and we're talking rain.
Yes, we are. And folks, we're talking rain overnight, especially off to the west. And then that has pretty much, almost completely fizzled out. We've had a couple of sprinkles around here. Marcus said he saw on one of the TransGuide cameras over there by 10-1604 on the far northwest side, a little bit of a sheen on the road. It doesn't really look like much, if anything, out there by the airport that's looking off to the east. And again, this line of storms, and there were some doozy storms late last night, even reaching severe levels out in parts of Valverde County. And then this thing has just been falling apart all morning long. Just a few, it was encouraging with some of those showers in northern Atascosa County, but those have also sort of fallen apart. We do have a few of them there on the northwest side of Bexar County, and then further up to the north, heading in toward Canyon Lake, crossing 281. And further down to the southwest, this one, notice how there's almost a little bit of a counterclockwise rotation, a little bit of a leftover kind of a mini low out there. And there were a few lightning strikes that have been detected, but that's sort of fallen apart, and this will continue to move its way off to the northeast, and that's going to be about it. There may be one or two leftover showers even this afternoon. I think there's still going to be a chance for some rain again, scattered about this morning. Temperatures remain 15 degrees on average above normal, and later on today we are going to be on the above normal side. Oak is sky high. Mold is on the moderate side, and temperatures will just continue to go up to above normal readings by noontime, right about normal in mid 70s, and then we're going to be topping off in the upper 70s later on today. Again, a stray shower is possible. Then we'll start to see more rain move in here overnight, and a few of them tomorrow. Better chance on Wednesday. It's going to be interesting for the first full day of spring, which is Friday. We'll talk about that in a second. Time saver traffic right now. Here's Officer Marcus Trujillo, and well, with a lot of, we do have an accident down there, okay.
Just popping up. Now, although we have light traffic, extremely light traffic out there for this time of the morning, southbound main lanes of 35, we do have a major accident. Now, that's unusual because usually we have these accidents northbound in this area of the city. So let's zoom in. Southbound 35 right there at Theo for a major accident involving 3 vehicles. So emergency vehicles will be responding to that accident there. And as we take a look outside through TransGuide, this is 10-604, and as the vehicles go across 604 on those southbound lanes, you can see that little sheen to the roadway. So just remember, reduce that speed, increase that following distance. Mark and Leslie.
Thank you, Marcus. Good to see you, sir. San Antonio school districts this week have extended spring break for at least another week, but they do want students to know they still have access to food during the closures.
With more on this, Erica Hernandez joins us live downtown with details. Good morning, Erica.
Hey guys, good morning. Well, school districts around San Antonio, in fact, around the nation, announcing last week closures and online classes for the coming weeks in response to the coronavirus pandemic. Now, some districts here in town have also announced that meals will still be served for students at different times at different campuses. You will have to refer to your child's specific school district's website or social media to view the times, locations, and specifics for the exact meal service. Now, as of Sunday evening, there were still several San Antonio area districts that had not indicated that there will be a curbside meal service. Now, last week, Mayor Nirenberg issued a public health emergency Friday morning prohibiting large gatherings of 500 people or more. The ban excludes schools and churches. However, as we've seen, classes have been postponed for at least 1 week. Now, right now on KSAT.com, we have that list of schools who will be providing curbside meal services. We will constantly update that article as we get notified of other schools adding this service. Now, as far as private and charter schools, they make individual decisions by campus, and we will have that information up at line as well. Now, for all the latest on school closures, and our continued coronavirus coverage, just head to our website, KSAT.com. Mark, Leslie.
All right, thank you very much, Erica. A USAA employee in San Antonio has tested rather positive for the coronavirus. A USAA spokesperson says the infected employee has not been on the USAA campus since March 6th and is being treated outside of Texas. The employee's manager notified a few employees who the infected employee had close contact with, and those employees are told to work from home. The infected employee is not among the cases being investigated by the San Antonio Metropolitan Health District.
Later today, Governor Abbott will be here in San Antonio to provide an update on Texas's continued efforts to combat coronavirus. He'll be holding a joint press conference with Mayor Ron Nirenberg, along with the Texas Division of Emergency Management Chief Nim Kidd and Texas Department of State Health Services. Among other things, he'll talk about San Antonio's drive-through coronavirus test site here at the San Antonio Emergency Operations Center. That conference begins at 2:30 this afternoon. KSAT will be there, and we'll have updates all day in our later newscasts and online at KSAT.com.
Governor Greg Abbott has also waived regulations to make sure students enrolled in work-study programs will be able to get funding as campuses close. Abbott released a statement saying, quote, "While the state of Texas works to respond to the coronavirus and protect public health, it's important we also do all we can to help college students stay on track to earn their degrees." And taking a look worldwide now, this map provided by Johns Hopkins University is one of the best ways to keep up with the latest cases of coronavirus. We have it up right now on KSAT.com. And as of right now, more than 169,000 cases are confirmed.
More than 6,500 deaths have been confirmed as well. There is some good news, though. According to this, more than 77,000 people have recovered since contracting the virus. For more, checking with ABC's Zareen Shah.
This morning, cases of the coronavirus in Europe spiraling. More than 360 deaths in one day in Italy, a 25% spike, the deadliest day since the outbreak began. On Sunday, the Pope leaving the Vatican, walking Rome's empty streets, then praying before a crucifix that's credited by believers for saving the city from the plague 500 years ago. In Spain, this fitness instructor is leading quarantined citizens on a workout routine from his roof as police use loudspeakers to warn tourists to be careful of others.
Keep a safe distance with other people.
Spain has reported nearly 8,000 infections, with more than half in Madrid. In Germany, the government is now reintroducing border controls with some neighboring countries. And in the United Kingdom, the health minister is making a wartime-like request that auto manufacturers and others begin producing ventilators for hospitals. The British government could soon ask anyone in their 70s or older to self-isolate for up to 4 months. Zoreen Shah, ABC News, New York.
One of Sin City's hotspots shutting down because of coronavirus. MGM Resorts says operations temporarily suspended at all of its Las Vegas properties. Closure is effective tomorrow. No word on how long it will be. MGM Resorts says no reservations will be taken prior to May 1st.
The coronavirus is a topic that, of course, we will follow very closely here at KSAT. If you would like more information on the latest city updates, case numbers, city closures, just go to ksat.com/topic/coronavirus. Other news, a fire overnight caused some damage to a local restaurant. According to the Leon Valley Fire Department, the fire at Chacho's in the 6700 block of Poss Road started just before 10 o'clock last night. Smoke, as you see here, could be seen coming from the roof of the small building near the main restaurant. The fire chief says the cause could either be due to a faulty wiring or a cigarette. No reports of injuries, though. An official investigation is underway.
Turning to politics at 6:08, frontrunner Joe Biden confirming his running mate will be a woman, and Bernie Sanders says his VP will most likely also be a female. It was an unusual debate last night. What was once a crowded field of candidates, now down to 2, and because of virus fears, there was no audience. Both candidates agreed more needs to be done to combat the health crisis. Sanders criticizing President Trump.
He is undermining the doctors and the scientists who are trying to help the American people. It is unacceptable for him to be blabbering with unfactual information which is confusing the general public.
The present system cannot handle the surge that is likely to come. So we should already be sitting down and planning where we're going to put these temporary hospitals.
Of course, the main headline, though, Biden announcing his running mate would be a woman. Sanders following up saying he is also moving in that direction, but we've heard no names yet. 6:09, 66 degrees.
Still ahead, customers who have an Apple Card are getting some relief this month because of the coronavirus. We'll tell you how.
And next, even though your kids are stuck at home doesn't mean they can't keep learning. More on how Scholastic is helping to keep kids engaged.
And taking another look outside with Live Cam. Waiting for the sun to come up over the Alamo City. So happy to have you with us on this Monday. We'll be back.
Training now on KSAT.com, an elderly Floresville couple shared a heartbreaking moment through a nursing home window. Every day, Jimmy Gonzalez visits his wife Isabel at the Regency Manor in Floresville. Now, nursing homes are not allowing visitors, those most at risk for coronavirus. The couple, both in their 90s, heartbroken they couldn't spend time together, and Jimmy had to resort to visiting his wife through a window. We have more on this story right now on our website at KSAT.com.
Aw. Well, Houston Texans star J.J. Watt and his wife have personally donated $350,000 to the Houston Food Bank. The donation will provide over 1 million meals for those in need during the coronavirus or COVID-19 outbreak across the United States. The J.J. Watt Foundation has raised millions to assist the community since its inception.
As schools across the nation close because of the pandemic, millions of students are stuck at home. Before your child gets too excited about having nothing to study, rest assured, parents, Scholastic has your back. The education company's launched a Learn at Home website that has daily courses for students from pre-K to grade 6 and higher. Excellent. Scholastic's learning plans cover all the subjects your student would be taking at school. The website accessible on any device that has internet, no sign up required, and it will remain free and open indefinitely.
Let's check on the roadways. It's been fairly quiet, and I've had at least one accident. How's it looking now?
Well, we do still have that accident, but it looks, we'll see on TransGuide in just a minute. It looks like they moved everything off to the access road, so freeing up those main lanes of southbound 35. So we're going down just south of Highway 90 to that Theo Malone exit area, and that's where that accident occurred on the southbound main lanes. But take a look at that TransGuide camera. You can see everything's off to the access road, so main lanes southbound flowing freely at this point. Just remember, folks, even though there's lighter traffic, still put away those distractions, those cell phones, those coffee cups, because when you're not paying attention, that's usually when the unexpected happens.
Folks are extra distracted these days, and for good reason.
Yeah, they are. And you know, I was out Saturday night, had to run an errand about 8 o'clock, and I saw something that I had not seen since I was a kid. So it kind of makes me think, yes, with all this negative thing, is there anything positive coming out of the situation that we're in? Very few people were out on the streets. It looked almost like a holiday. Went to the gas station, there was 2 people pumping gas, 2 people up by the actual little store. So people are at home, meaning they're back with their family.
With their family, imagine that, right?
When we were younger, stores did not stay open 24 hours. They didn't even stay open until 10 o'clock at night. Where were you? You were at home with your family. So could some benefit come out of this as the family units come back together?
Weren't you making a joke about something about, oh, who are you again? Oh, my wife.
I read a meme where it was a guy who said, oh, there's no sports on TV, and I looked over and there was this lovely woman sitting on the couch, and I realized that's my wife.
That's a win-win situation.
Forced to find other things to do together.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I was, that one KSAT Connect picture show with the little, you know, tiny house out in the garden or something like that. You know, it's going to be back to getting a cardboard box, which is a lot of fun. You know, some kids may be doing that if you're not obviously studying remotely, which a lot of schools are going to be going to, I think. So here's something else to take your mind off it. There's a little smiling turtle on a swing.
That's cute.
What could be happier than that? Anyway, that's a great little picture. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. Make sure you keep sending those, and especially as the bluebonnets continue to get prettier and more widespread, and bloom and blossom. We really don't have anything showing up out there by the airport as of right now. And a little while ago, and I'm going to ask Marcus, are you still seeing any rain over there by 10 at 1604 in the northwest
Just
side?
10, 1604. Right now, that's the only evidence that we see of any damp roads.
All right, and obviously there's not much out there. We had a pretty good line, some severe storms late last night, early this morning out Valverde County, and now it is not much of anything. This looks to be just kind of a little bit of a clutter, maybe a couple of sprinkles thrown on in there. There are a few of them on the northwest side going out 10, as Marcus was talking about, near 1604, and even around 281 up north of Bexar County, heading up in toward, Kendall County. And then this one little patch, even a little bit of a low. You notice that kind of counterclockwise circulation right there. It did have a couple of thunderstorms, or at least a couple of lightning strikes earlier, and now that looks like it's also sort of shrinking and sort of falling apart. So we'll still keep a couple of showers around this morning, and then that's pretty much going to be about it. Again, temperatures remain 15 degrees above normal. That's going to be the trend through almost the entire rest of the week, and humidity remains very high around here. So here's the computer model. It initialized with that solid line of rain, and this little disturbance down here to the south. It still kind of holds it together, but we'll keep a couple of showers around. I think this sort of fills it in with a bit of a broad brush. I don't think it's going to be that widespread, but there will be at least the chance for a couple of showers throughout the morning hours, and one or two of them even later on this afternoon, but very few and far between. And then we'll start to see a few more kind of moving on in here in the overnight hours, and about the same chance for rain tomorrow. Then we're going to go into Wednesday, and this is a different computer model, but this has a fairly, a little bit stronger disturbance, which is going to be sliding on through here on Wednesday, so a better chance for a few showers and thunderstorms then. And we'll still have a couple of leftovers on Thursday, although I think we'll see some sunshine by Thursday to wrap up winter. Yep, it ends Thursday evening. 72 degrees today at noon. Even though it seemed like it ended a few weeks ago, a shower or two still left over. And you can't rule one out this afternoon, although it's not very likely. 78 for a high temperature today, so about 4 or 5 above normal. Same thing basically tomorrow. I think a lesser chance of rain, better chance of showers, and even a couple of thunderstorms on Wednesday. Thursday, we see a little bit of sunshine thrown on in here, and spring officially begins 10:49 at night. And then for the first full day of spring, right now, it's looking like we have a bit of a cold front moving on through here, which is going to knock temperatures down throughout the day. We will still have a few showers and thunderstorms around here, excuse me, and some little disturbances keeping some rain chances around even throughout the weekend.
Well, I'm looking forward to that nice little cool weather break.
Get us at least back down closer and then below normal.
Below normal.
Since we've been 15 above for low temperatures.
Yes, we have. Thank you, Mike. 619, 66 degrees.
Coming up next, as people practice social distancing amid the spread of the coronavirus, telemedicine is now exploding in popularity.
Here's your secret word of the day. Enter it right now on KSAT.com for your chance to win a $25 gift card from We Are Circle K.
I didn't have to shout out for help.
Because you didn't have another DVT. Not today. One blood clot put you at risk of having another. So we chose Xarelto to help keep you protected.
Xarelto is proven to treat and reduce the risk of DVT or PE blood clots from happening again. Almost 98% of people did not have another DVT or PE. Don't stop taking Xarelto without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of blood clots. While taking, a spinal injection increases the risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. You may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. Xarelto can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. It may increase your risk of bleeding if you take certain medicines. Get help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising. Do not take Xarelto if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. Before starting, tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures and any kidney or liver problems. Help protect yourself from another DVT or PE. Ask your doctor about Xarelto. To learn more about cost and how Janssen can help, visit Xarelto.com.
I'm Dr. Sharma.
In this morning's GMA First Look, understanding telemedicine.
In a crisis such as COVID-19, our goal is to really benefit the public to decrease the risk of infection. And telemedicine is a perfect opportunity to do that.
But what does it actually look like? We virtually watched as Sharon, a 54-year-old from Maryland, interacted with a doctor via video call.
Near your ear, under your jaw, and just gently massage as you move all the way forward towards your chin. Do it on both sides for me.
The doctor gives Sharon instructions. She feels her neck for tender lumps, takes in deep breaths.
Can you give me an ah? Ah. And can you stick your tongue out?
Coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you some of the tricks of the trade these teledocs are using on these virtual visits. Plus, Dr. Jen Ashton answers your questions live. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kenneth Moten, ABC News, New York.
Food delivery apps in the age of the coronavirus. Postmates offering users the option of non-contact deliveries in which their order will be left at their door. Others, like Grubhub, are encouraging users to be very specific when providing delivery instructions.
And Apple is offering some financial relief from coronavirus restrictions. Apple card holders can skip their March payments without incurring any interest charges, but Apple says you will need to enroll in its customer assistance program before skipping that payment.
Finally, Disney offering a Frozen treat to ease anxieties about the virus. Frozen 2 now available on Disney Plus. That is nearly 3 months early. The sequel, the biggest animated movie of all time, earning more than $1 billion. Disney, the parent company of ABC.
Well, Amazon is trying to get some of the country's biggest retailers interested in technology that could mean the end of cashiers in stores. Amazon has already outfitted its own brick-and-mortar stores with systems that track what shoppers grab and then charge them automatically. The Wall Street Journal says Amazon is now in talks with Target and Walmart to possibly use it.
7 months after it was supposed to hit theaters, The Hunt opened in 5th place, taking in $5.3 million. The Invisible Man dropped from 2nd to 4th place on ticket sales of $6 million. Bloodshot, starring Vin Diesel, began its run in 3rd place with $9.3 million.
To date. What? No, it's not a date.
The faith-based film I Still Believe was the weekend's top new movie, earning $9.5 million to debut in 2nd place.
Quick! Somebody help me! These Griffin nuggets were supposed to go out minutes ago.
Pixar's Onward kept the weekend crown, but made just $10.5 million, a 73% drop from the previous weekend. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Right now we're at 626, 66 degrees.
Still ahead, the latest on how the coronavirus is impacting local businesses and restaurants.
Plus, if you're having trouble getting out of debt, we have some ways you can help put credit card spending on pause.
And checking the roadways once again. We've had an accident this morning. We'll check back in with Marcus, see if there are any problem spots you need to avoid.
The San Antonio airport wants to help cut down on some baggage related to the coronavirus. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you the steps they're taking to keep passengers safe.
Chick-fil-A going drive-through only and H-E-B providing free curbside. We'll have all the details on what local businesses are doing amid the coronavirus pandemic.
Overnight, more American cities making drastic changes because of COVID-19. I'm Alex Perche. I'll have those details coming up.
And we get an update on those rain chances and look ahead to the end of the week where spring begins and Mother Nature may have more tricks up her sleeves. Good morning to you. It is Monday, March 16th.
How are the roadways looking, Marcus?
So far, so good. Now, we did have that one major accident southbound 35 at Theo, but officers moved everything off the roadway onto the access road, so good. Traffic moved along fairly well.
Excellent. And you were out part of last week. Good to have you back, sir.
Yeah, welcome back.
Good to be back.
So you're going to be busy in the weather department, it looks like, this week.
Yes, we have just a little bit of rain around this morning, some tomorrow, and then Wednesday things are going to start to ramp up a little bit as far as some rain chances. And then by the end of the week, yes, it's when the official start of spring is, even though it's been around here for the past, few weeks. And we do have a little bit of a non-springy type forecast for that. First of all, out there at the airport and 410, everything looks like 410 is fairly dry. We have had a couple of showers around here, but this line of rain, which early this morning was very impressive, and it looked like we were going to have a lot moving on in here, and this thing is just falling apart. I mean, we've got a couple of leftover little spots here and there, a few of them trying to pop up out there around, north of Sabinal near Hondo, and maybe a couple of them on the north side of Bexar County. And there's still a few of these showers here, which are now moving into Frio County, and that will continue to work its way up almost along I-35. There were even a few lightning strikes with that just about half hour, 45 minutes ago, and that sort of died down a little bit. So one or two of these leftover showers this morning, and perhaps one this afternoon, but then rain chances will be very, very low today. Temperatures remain 15 degrees above normal, and Oak is really high. You may have been kind of feeling some of the effects of that over the weekend. As far as the forecast today, we're going to have temperatures above normal again by about 5 degrees, maybe a shower, and more are going to start to kind of move in here overnight. And throughout the day tomorrow, we'll still have one or two of them out there. Tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, temperatures are going to be just kind of repeats. 80 for a high, 65 for a low. Better chance of rain on Wednesday, a little bit of sunshine on Thursday. And then Thursday night, early Friday morning, we've got a cool front moving on through here, and that's going to knock temperatures down. Looks like throughout the day on Friday, still some more rain and even some rain chances over the weekend. Details coming up, time saver traffic, and we had that, well, that's gone now, that accident there on the south side.
Well, that just cleared up a few moments ago. So that accident was southbound 35 right there at Theo, and everything had been moved over to the access road. Now everything moving freely once again, but we're going to go back to that TransGuide camera we showed you earlier. I-10 604 still looks really damp and slick on 604, the overpass crossing over I-10. So remember, cloverleaf intersections just like this, or those big flyover ramps, you want to slow down well ahead of those areas. You do not want to be using your brake while you're in the middle of that turn. Slow down well ahead of those turns and those curves. Leslie?
Thank you, Marcus. The San Antonio International Airport is open for business, and it wants travelers to know that it is also on the job of keeping them safe during the coronavirus pandemic. The airport says staff members are taking extra measures to make sure things are clean inside the terminals. Our Katrina Weber is live at the airport. So are there any noticeable changes, Katrina?
Yeah, there are a few obvious things, from the signs to the sanitizer stations, but the airport says there's also a lot happening behind the scenes. Now, while some people are wearing face masks to protect themselves and others, the airport also is doing its part. You can't help but notice reminders everywhere, signs telling people to cover their cough. There also are additional hand sanitizer pumps all around the terminals. A bit more out of view, the airport says staff members are using hospital-grade disinfecting cleaners on all the shared surfaces, such as door handles, counters, keypads, and elevator buttons. Even the airport ambassadors are getting in on the act. They have cleaner and paper towels at their stations. And aside from the few face masks that we did see, it does seem that passengers are taking this all in stride. And now, thanks to some relaxed rules, they can also take along more hand sanitizer in their carry-on bags. The Transportation Security Administration is allowing up to 12 ounces of that liquid, as opposed to the 3-ounce limit that was in place before. Reporting live at the airport, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Well, to avoid exposure of COVID-19, many businesses and restaurants have adjusted the way they do things day to day. Erica Hernandez joining us live from downtown San Antonio with more on this story. Erica, good morning. We're hearing some fast food places are limiting the contact they have with customers.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. Well, Chick-fil-A has announced that nationwide they will be temporarily closing their dining room service in order to limit the exposure of COVID-19 through social distancing. Now, the company made the announcement on its website yesterday. Customers can still enjoy Chick-fil-A items by utilizing its drive-thrus, takeout, delivery, or mobile order options. As of right now, this is the only franchise we hear doing this, but that could change in the coming days. Now, as for H-E-B, the store has been seeing a huge rush of customers the past several days. They've adjusted their daily hours to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and now they are offering free next-day curbside ordering to promote social distancing. The stores are also working on delivery options to further help customers and working with local nonprofits and Texas food banks to get products to those who are in most need. And just remember, if you do do shop curbside or go inside the store, there are a lot of limits on items right now, so please look at the signs and only take what's necessary for your family. Now, I do want to mention that starting today, the Restaurant Week to Go service has started. Now, this is a great way to support local restaurants during this time. Now, for more on that and other coronavirus coverage, just head to our website, KSAT.com. Mark, Leslie.
Thank you very much. Well, overnight American cities made drastic changes to everyday life to combat COVID-19 here at home.
That's right. There are joining efforts already underway by the federal government and the healthcare industry. For more, here's ABC's Alex Perchet from Washington.
Overnight, some American cities virtually shutting down. In New York, the governor closing the public school system for its 1 million plus children. The entire state of Ohio closing bars and restaurants. Illinois only allowing takeout. And California's governor calling on all bars and wineries to close while requesting home isolation for everyone 65 and over.
We recognize that social isolation for millions of Californians is anxiety-inducing.
Actions in line with new CDC guidelines to cancel or postpone gatherings with 50 people or more for the next 8 weeks. Panic hitting consumers who are stocking up. President Trump asking all Americans to stop hoarding groceries and other supplies.
You don't have to buy so much. Take it easy. Just relax.
Hospitals preparing for a crush of patients, some constructing tents to handle possible overflow. The Trump administration emphasizing the need for more testing, saying by today more than 2,000 additional labs are coming online with high-speed testing. The Federal Reserve lowering interest rates again, this time to near 0%. The president, critical of the Fed in the past, now applauding the move.
I want to congratulate the Federal Reserve.
Top health officials who have pointed out failures of the federal government in this pandemic now signaling confidence.
Are you confident that the federal government is doing everything that needs to be done right now to contain this?
If you think you're in line with the outbreak, you're already 3 weeks behind. So you got to be almost overreacting a bit to keep up with it.
The first COVID-19 vaccine trial starts today in Seattle. Though it's just phase 1, any approval of a vaccine could take up to 18 months. Alex Perchet, ABC News, Washington.
The pandemic will be followed very closely here at KSAT for the foreseeable future. If you'd like more updates on the latest city updates, case numbers, any closures, head to ksat.com/topic/coronavirus.
Here at home, everyone is safe after a fire damaged a 2-story home on the north side overnight. It happened about 4:30 this morning. This is a 25,000 block of rabbit brush. Fire officials say the fire started in the back of a house when an ATV caught fire. It then went up the back wall and got into an overhang. No reports of injuries. The exact cause is yet to be determined.
San Antonio Police and Crime Stoppers need your help finding a suspect accused in an armed robbery. Happened back February 19th, Dollar General in the 2200 block of Castroville Road. Police say a man tried to leave without paying for laundry detergent. When an employee tried to stop him, police say the suspect threatened to shoot the employee. Suspect got away in a dark-colored Jeep Grand Cherokee. If you have any information, take a look at the images on your screen. Call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP. You could get a cash reward. Just about 6:40, 66 degrees.
Drowning in debt. Next, we have expert advice on how you can put your credit card spending on pause.
Well, hi, welcome back. Surprise. Spiders, the boogeyman, things that go bump in the night. These are things that used to scare us when we were kids for the most part. But now for some adults, one of the most terrifying things is opening a very high credit card bill.
Oh, amen to that. But don't fret. We have some ways you can kick your credit cards to the curb until you pay off your debt. GMSA's producer, Jared Hoeing, has the details.
Shoes, clothes, furniture, and more. So many things to buy now and pay later, all done with a swipe of your card. But how long does it take to pay off all those purchases?
Probably about 3 months. If I'm honest, 3 to 4 months, as much as I wanted it to be shorter than that.
Credit card holders carry an average revolving balance of more than $6,500 on their credit cards. So how can you stop the spending before it gets out of control? One way is to make online shopping inconvenient. Opt out of saving your credit card information for online stores. The extra step, putting your credit card in every time, can slow you down just enough to question whether you need the item. Also, think of cash as king. Carry a certain amount of cash so you know exactly how much you're spending. And questioning yourself before you make a purchase can ensure you're not spending the money frivolously. Ask yourself if the item will add value to your life and how long it will take to pay it off. For Good Morning San Antonio, I'm Jared Helming.
And you may or may not have heard this one before. To really stop yourself from using a credit card, you can freeze it. Literally, you put it in a cup of water or a bucket of water and you put it in the freezer.
Now, when you really want something badly enough, you'll have to wait until your credit card is thawed out, or just take a big hammer and smash the ice.
Oh, that sounds like the voice of experience.
No, I saw it in a story.
Okay.
Really? All right, time to check the roadways, I think, once again. What's happening, Marcus?
Well, we're getting reports of a possible major accident. We have officers on the way to go take a look at this area. We're looking at Highway 151 going from Highway 90 back over towards Callahan. And there's an area just off the highway there where you have a lot of trees. Vehicle was seen in that area. So quite possibly due to some slick conditions, getting some reports that the roadways on Highway 151 between 1604 and Highway 90 are slick. So those turns and curves just like that, you want to be careful with those. Slow down well ahead of those areas. Let's take a look at a couple of TransGuide cameras. That's I-10 1604, and that's, of course, where we first started seeing some possible slick conditions. And then 35 at Top Line, looks like we're just now getting another minor accident. That's going to be on the, I believe that's going to be on the southbound lanes of 35 at Topper Line. 410 at Morrison, you can see down there on the south side, not too bad. Looking at the downtown vicinity, 35, 37, the interchange here. You can see that traffic is moving along, not quite the volume of traffic that we normally have. So as far as your volume of traffic, you can probably expect the same thing that we had last week during spring break, or possibly even just a little bit less than that.
Agreed. Thank you, Marcus.
Thanks, Marcus. How was your weekend?
Not too bad. It was fairly kind of low key.
You got all the kids home now?
Kids, yeah, coming in, and school's getting canceled and stuff like that, like everybody else is dealing with, and now trying to get everything set up for remote schoolwork and remote learning and everything. So.
Which, if you hadn't heard, which I think we talked about it this morning, for kids who don't have internet at their house, Spectrum's offering free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. For kids who, in areas where they just at a home that doesn't have it.
That's nice when everybody kind of steps up to the plate.
Yeah, to help people out.
So, okay. Something to take your mind off everything going on right now. And this, I love showing these pictures, but I don't, because I get very envious of them.
Because I don't have a green thumb like that.
I don't either.
You guys act like you'd kill something like this.
I would.
Oh, would you?
Yeah. I mean,
have you seen Mike's garden?
It's a lovely array of wide variety of weeds, Mike.
Thank you very much. At least they're green, so that's all, It looks like grass from a distance. Anyway, thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. It looks like everything is fairly dry out there at the airport. And again, this has just almost completely fizzled on out as far as the rain. We had that more impressive band of rain earlier this morning out to the west, and even some pretty big thunderstorms in the overnight hours. And this spot, which is moving right across 57, just to the west of Pearsall and 35, almost appears to be sort of dying off a little bit more. And then we've got a few of these showers, maybe a couple of sprinkles in and around town. That's pretty much about it. There could be a few of these trying to develop off to the east, but that's, again, kind of it. If you didn't get any rain overnight, we still do have rain chances this week, though, and they're going to be peaking, it looks like, by Wednesday. 15 degrees above normal, mid-60s on average. So here's the computer model, which does keep a few showers around. I think this kind of does things with a bit of a broad brush. It won't be this widespread, but there will be one or two of them still left over throughout the morning hours, and a couple of them later on this afternoon and going into the early evening hours. Then we'll start to see a few more of those showers developing in the overnight hours, and it looks like that may fizzle out a little bit in toward tomorrow morning. Now, going into, then, like I said, Wednesday, then we'll start to see a more pronounced disturbance moving on through here, although even this now latest computer model run has this almost dying off, but this will produce a few more showers and thunderstorms throughout the day on Wednesday. And we are looking at a front to move on through here, so we keep the very high humidity around through Thursday, and then that front comes in here and is going to be knocking temperatures down, as well as obviously bringing some dry air, but still some rain around here. So we've got this colder air coming down, trying to ease its way down here at the surface, but we'll still have a lot of moisture on top of it. So therefore, we'll still have a lot of clouds hanging around here all the way through the weekend, and we'll still have some rain chances as well. But temperatures will be down to normal and then some below normal. 72 degrees today at noon, so already almost up to the normal high temperature. And then we top off at 78, so about 4 or 5 above normal. Now tomorrow, as well as Wednesday, 65 starting off. 80 for a high temperature. Scattered showers here and there, and then better chances of showers and a few thunderstorms on Wednesday. I think we'll see some sunshine thrown in for the last official day of winter, and even a couple of showers around here. And then late Thursday night, or I should say overnight into Friday, is when it looks like that front is going to move on through here, and that's going to knock temperatures down throughout the day. So I think we start off warmer in the morning and then drop down throughout the afternoon, and still some showers and thunderstorms, even a couple of them over the weekend as well, with some cooler temperatures.
I like that.
I like that too.
Thank you, Mike.
Right now we're at just about 10 till. We're running in the mid-60s.
Peek outside. Still dark out there and a bit mild. We'll be back.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, as we join you on Monday morning, we will have the latest headlines, of course, on the coronavirus emergency. The CDC now recommending limiting all gatherings to no more than 50 people as cities and states across this nation move to shut down restaurants and bars, and tens of millions of children are out of school. We're going to tell you what you can do to help yourself, your community, and your kids. From social distancing to aiding those in need, the Surgeon General joins us live, and it's all coming up right here on GMA.
Change is in the air here at San Antonio's airport. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. All of it is designed to keep passengers safe as they travel. While some passengers were already taking measures on their own, wearing face masks to stop the spread of germs, now San Antonio's airport is stepping up its efforts. There are more signs reminding people to cover their cough and more places for passengers to sanitize their hands. The airport says workers also are wiping down shared surfaces more often and with a more potent cleaner to kill germs. The Transportation Security Administration is relaxing some of the rules when it comes to what you can take in your carry-on bags. Instead of just the 3 ounces of hand sanitizer, you're now allowed to take up to 12 ounces along with you to keep safe and clean. Reporting from the airport, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
San Antonio school districts closed for another week, but there will still be meal services provided for students. Now, some districts here in town have announced that meals will be served for students at different times at different campuses. You will have to refer to your child's specific school district's website or social media to view the times, locations, and specifics for the meal service. As of Sunday evening, there were still some districts that had not indicated that there will be a curbside meal service. Now, we will keep the article online right now on KSAT.com with all the up-to-date information as more school districts start to announce if they will be providing that meal service. Erica Fernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Monday morning time check, 5 till 7.
Let's check the roadways. Marcus?
And as we take a look at the roadways, we're still clearing that accident westbound Highway 151 right there at Callahan Road. So watch out for the emergency vehicles, and then take a look outside through TransGuide. Folks coming in and leaving from the downtown vicinity, they're I-10 and Frio. So far, no delays in anyone's travel times. Just might want to reduce that speed, especially around those turns and curves. Mike?
Yeah, because you want to watch out for maybe a couple of sprinkles here and there. Now, we do have a few little light showers showing up on radar as of right now. And let me see if I'm going to do something here real quickly to my computer. And we have still, we had that big area of showers that were moving through. I got to hit another button here. Big area showers that were moving in from the west overnight, and those kind of died down a little bit. And that's about it as far as any decent showers. Over there by the airport, it looks fairly dry, and just a couple of scattered ones here and there. We're in the mid-60s right now, and then later on today, 78 for a high temperature. We will have a front moving through here late in the week by Friday.
I love that. Thank you, Mike, and thank you for being with us, everybody.
Be safe. We'll see you back here for GMSA at 9. Good Morning America is next.